Okay, welcome everyone. We're playing with the Gauntlet tonight. We are playing Gregor Hutton's game 316, Carnage Amongst the Stars, whereby we see our brave troopers kill alien life forms to protect humanity, very much inspired by Aliens or Starship Troopers or anything in between. This is the first session in the sector of 3. We'll be running over the next few weeks. My name is Donna, and my pronouns are he, him, and I'll be running the game tonight. So let's get a quick intro from the rest of the players. Let's go in rank order. So Jim.
Hey, I am Jim Crocker. I'm a veteran in the sense that I am returning to this game because I played in the first run of it that Donna did. I am very, very happy to be back here. I play and run a whole lot of games on the Gauntlet. If you know me from outside the Gauntlet, it's probably because you bought a game from me at a convention, because that's what I do as my day job, sell games at conventions all up and down the East Coast and the Midwest. So I don't have a lot of that going on right now. So that is why I'm playing on a weekend, which is a thing that I would not normally be doing. But I use he, him pronouns. If you're using they, them more generically, that's fine with me too. You can find me online at Jim Likes Games, and I've got a website, jimlikesgames.com. And did we want to talk about our characters now, or is this just social introductions?
Yeah, we can do a quick introduction of characters as well now, if you want.
Sure. I am playing Lieutenant Bee Dee. The Bee Dee stands for button down because he is a by the book. His reputation is that he knows the regs. He has survived several missions and been responsible for quite a few kills on that last mission, as he used his kind of pocket tactical nuke to get us out of a very hairy situation. And hopefully we'll see how well he survives with this new squad that he has been put in charge of. Looking forward to seeing how all that works.
Thanks, Jim. Next on the pecking order is Will.
Hi, so I'm Will, pronouns he, him, and I am playing Sergeant Wierbowski, a tough, hard-ass who will happily frag the lieutenant if he looks like he's going to get his men killed.
Perfect. Puckett.
Hi, I'm Puckett. I use he, him pronouns. I'm playing Corporal Dietrich. Just give me something to shoot at already.
And Rich.
I'm Rich. I use the he, him pronouns as well. I'll be playing Trooper Frost. Trooper Frost, how he ended up as the trooper when he's better than the other guys, but that's fine. It'll all come in time. It's all fine.
Okay, so yeah, this is a new sector for the Brigade. It got beat up pretty bad back in Echo Sector. There was a lot of hardship and pain in that sector. But now the Terran Protectorate ship, the Atlas, which is holding most of the troopers in the Brigade, is hurtling towards a new planet. So yeah, the way I think this will work is, when you're in hyperspace, there's 0G, there's very little to do. There's no mission to speak of. They're just hanging around, doing whatever you do to keep you sane. And then, almost without warning, like the red lights come on. There's a klaxon blaring in every corner. You just cannot miss this. And this is giving you like a 30-second warning before gravity returns and you return to normal space and everything starts to spin up again. So how about we get a quick slice of life from everyone? Let's go in rank order again. So what is Bee Dee doing when those red klaxon lights come on?
Well, I mean, I know what's going to be happening, so I've got my clipboard with my checklist and my like stylus, and I am probably completing an inspection of I'm completing an inventory of our combat gear, of our supplies. I've like just finished counting grenades, and I'm checking that down when I hear the klaxon. And it's like, okay, I place the stylus back in the proper clip on the clipboard. I place the clipboard, on the peg on the wall where, my CO, whatever, the flight controller for the, the whatever, our platoon will pick it up, and then, proceed to my crash couch where I, and whatever, like if I'm not sure where everyone else is, but I'm just kind of like, as I go kind of down the hallway past the various doors, I'm like banging on them. Frost, get to your crash couch. Wierbowski, strap in. And then, put myself in, properly attach all of the various things that we're supposed to do for when we come out of, when we come back to regular gravity.
Cool. How about Wierbowski? How do we see them?
I think Wierbowski is what's Wierbowski doing? Wierbowski is looking for his little black book of lost soldiers, and getting ready, and just puts it away, taps it, puts it back inside of his fatigues, and then gets ready to go. Probably kick Dietrich's ass into gear and get him to stop obsessing over his gun.
Go ahead.
Joke's on you, Sarge. I'm sharpening my knives. That bit where like cartoon kitty cat would drop a hair down onto a knife and it'd split.
I'm not into history.
You can actually do that for real. Look. And sure enough, it splits in half.
Fascinating. Well, if you need that knife, then things have really gone AWOL. Now, come on. Let's go FUBAR.
AWOL.
FUBAR. Let me get my head into the military acronyms.
Okay, and how about Frost?
When he hears DB yelling his name, we zoom into Frost. Frost is he's in not near the crash couches at all. It's this little space near the galley, and he's found some credits, and he's gluing them to the deck plates just to mess with somebody, because he thinks it'll be fucking hilarious to see some jarhead trying to pry a few measly credits up off the deck plate. So he's gluing that down. He hears Crocker call. He hears DB. Sorry, used to looking at the thing. And then he'll presses down the last one, puts the cap on his little glue stick, and hops up and does a little bit. I'm hustling, see, because I'm jogging.
Okay, so everyone in the platoon gets into their crash couches, and gravity returns, and then like the all clear, and then it's like chow and then briefing. The major's gonna make some kind of announcement as usual, tell us exactly what the deal is here. The major who's going to be given the briefing is Major Morgan. He's the battalion's intel officer, or what passes for such, at least. I think so. So in Chow, right? I think we want to hear a little bit of the scuttlebutt. Frost, superstition is kind of a normal way of business, but I think since this last sector, that kind of thing has gone through the roof. What new thing have people started doing, and does Frost take part?
Oh, it's not a new thing to do. Well, the thing you do is make sure that you're not the person on DB's right, because whenever you're about to go out on a hunt, or when you go out on a hunt for bugs, if you're the guy who's sitting to the right of DB, you don't make it. So it's best to just don't be that guy or girl. I don't care.
You know, the aliens don't care for sure, right?
They can't even tell.
Cool. Okay. Dietrich, what kind of rumors are going around about this special group, the 17 Special Studies Group? There was a lot of mess with spores and alien ooze, and something infected this other brigade, the 229. What are the crazy stories going around about all that?
That's candy asses don't know how to shoot a gun.
You know, people with glasses, I mean, they are just
Useless in a fight.
useless. Yeah.
Absolutely useless. They can't look through a rangefinder, for Christ's sake. Can't see through the scope.
And
Plus, they smell weird now.
I mean, geeks always kind of smell weird anyway, right?
Weirder than normal, though. Normal geek smells like a lab. They smell kind of like rotten fruit. I mean, not that I know what fruit smells like. I don't eat fruit, but I eat meat.
Okay, and Wierbowski, I think maybe in that last bad run on that last planet Cezanne, you lost a friend, maybe your old sergeant to this infection. What did they do when they were prepping for a combat drop that you find yourself kind of missing as a good ritual?
They would inspect personally everybody's clips from the guns. They would go around one by one and take out everybody's clip, inspect the first round, and put it back in again, and make sure that there was not going to be any jams and everyone had done it properly. And I miss the fact that I'm doing that now and no one's doing it for me.
Okay, yeah. And Bee Dee, I mean, what kind of style are you bringing to this new command of yours, and what scuttlebutt have you heard about yourself?
Sorry, what kind of
What kind of
style am I?
scuttlebutt? What rumors?
Oh, boy, I think like one of the rumors is that we've got all this goo and stuff like that and everything, that they are that the like that R&D is working on trying to weaponize it, and that one of the things we're going to be doing is bringing is that they may send some squads down with experimental weapons. Not, will they work? We don't know. There's only one way to find out for sure, and that's test them in a fight. And that like the squads that perform well and get a whole lot of kills will not be the ones that are assigned, to take these experimental weapons. So the pressure is on us to, run up some numbers if we don't want to be like carrying, like slime guns into our, on future missions.
Okay, cool. And as far as you know, right, that isn't true, is it?
Nothing is true until it is issued, until it's issued in an order. But, there is, there's known knowns, and, known unknowns and unknown unknowns, and this is a known unknown. You know, I'm gonna tamp down any sort of talk about this with something along the lines of, if we put big numbers up, it doesn't matter anyway. If we just do our jobs like we're supposed to, even if something like this were true, we won't have to worry about it.
Okay, cool. So yeah, I think, chat's over. Maybe there's a bit of chat on the way to the briefing hall. Major is there, waiting for people. And he brings up this big hollow overlay of the planet. It looks like a dust bowl. There's mountains and there's canyons and stuff like that, but there doesn't seem to be any green on it, and certainly no blue. And he doesn't even wait till everyone's seated. He just kind of goes ahead on time. Okay, people, this is Bosch. Looks like it's going to be a hot one. Though if you do need to spend the night, bring your blanket, because it will get down to like -50, which is pretty cold in my book. These aliens seem like pretty basic units to me. I don't think we're going to get any surprises. Might be good to get back on the horse on an easy one, right, people? So,
Yes, sir.
Thanks, Bee Dee. As always, I don't like surprises, but I don't think even tempting fate will turn these turkeys into hawks. And I mean that literally. And he kind of taps a button, and you get a zoom in of a satellite video from one of the scout ships, and you see these like giant ostrich-like things just running. Now they must be like 8 foot tall, and they seem to have, they don't seem to be able to fly, but they're just really fast. I mean, they are fast runners. I mean, what can we say? They're giant turkeys, but we're going to cleanse this planet and leave it even more lifeless than it was when we arrived here. Questions?
Bee Dee says this with like completely straight face, totally flat affect, like it's a totally serious question, because that's kind of how he says everything, even when he's making a joke. And he says, "Sir, has R&D determined whether the creatures are edible, sir?"
I think you're going to have to find out that yourself, officer. I would encourage it, but you might need to do a tox screen first, or burn the thing. I mean, nothing can survive that. So,
Major, sir, are we being equipped with flamethrowers to barbecue these things, sir?
I mean, you might be able to requisition a flamethrower, but see how that one goes. I mean, I expect a grenade will barbecue the hell out of these things.
Well, you bring the sweet potato. I'll bring the fixings.
As always, that space in your man-white armor is not meant for a bottle of beer, okay? And your face visor is not meant as a bottle opener. I've been instructed by the lieutenant colonel to remind you of those facts. And I know on this ship we can do crazy things with our armor, but down on planet, that is sacrosanct, okay? if I hear of anyone brewing up while they're down there in combat, I will definitely pay attention.
So no need to worry. Every single man in my squad is tip-top shape, locked down and ready.
AJ squared away.
Thank you, people. Bee Dee, you're gonna be. I think you're gonna be able to pick your targets here. Scouting has. I mean, these guys don't seem to have much of a culture. No cities. Nothing really worth concentrating on. But you never know. I'll leave the target package up to you. There's some concentration info in the briefing pack, but go in hot and enjoy your turkey shoes.
Sir, yes, sir.
Okay.
So is our objective always pretty much to kill as many aliens as possible?
Always to kill
Always,
as many
yeah.
as possible. In individual encounters on the planet, you might have to do something slightly different, but that will become obvious. But always killing aliens is the best place to start. Even if, or especially when they seem to be not very much of a threat to humanity, but that kind of talk doesn't go down well with command. Okay.
I'm starting to realize it's less aliens and more Starship Troopers / Warhammer 40,000, maybe. Like,
are we the baddies?
Yeah.
Wierbowski, you bringing your berserker juice to the planet?
Yeah, well, I figured I can take yours. It's not like you need it. Already berserk enough, huh?
I got mine in a flask.
I mean, those giant manta rays on Kandinsky really didn't know what hit them.
Frost, you good?
We don't need to be sober for this, do we?
You need to be sober all the time, son.
I'm good, Sarge.
All right,
Good.
fourth squad. Let's do last equipment check. Everybody's got their checklists ready to go. You all know who your buddies are, so do a visual inspection on your buddy's armor, and 10 minutes in the drop pod, ready to go.
Sir, yes, sir. Dietrich Frost, you can be each other's buddies. Make sure you fill out those checklists twice. You know how he likes it.
Aye, aye, Sarge. Frost, you heard the man. You're filling out mine, too.
The LT's nickname is going to be Santa Claus soon because he has a list and he's checking it twice, right? Okay, so yeah, the dropship is waiting there in the bay. You know, it's a big monstrosity. It carries like the whole company, 9 troopers in a pod, 9 pods, 1 spare as usual. Usually it's either down for maintenance or just gone. So yeah, last minute checks of loved one pictures, counting the days left in your tour.
You know, I'm using that 10 minutes to do target assessment, geographical, because I get to decide where they said I can say where we drop. And so I want a concentration of like a population concentration, something that looks like a nest of them in a place that is enclosed. You said there's like kind of dusty plains, but also places where there's like valleys and switchbacks and stuff like this and everything. Yeah. I want something that looks like the Badlands in Arizona, where like if their thing is that they can go fast, we want to get them where they can't maneuver as much.
Sure.
Right?
Yeah.
So that's what I'm looking for, is places where we can, where we can drop in and be, and they can't get up to speed on us.
Okay.
So if there's like a little kind of warren of kind of like a maze of buttes and mesas that's been carved out by whatever water and wind. That's where I want to drop us into. And I am going to actually I've actually got a drop pod that I got on promotion to lieutenant. So when we go into the ship, there's actually we actually walk past, a couple of other squads that just have captains in charge. And we actually have the, a tactical pod that's going to deploy from the drop ship and just drop us, bam, right down into one of those narrow canyons that the drop ship couldn't even make it into.
Sure. Yeah.
The sergeant, sort of lingers slightly back with Frost and Dietrich and says, look, I know that LTBD is a bit of a tight ass, a pencil pusher, but see, he knows his stuff. This is why we get the nice ride.
Just give me something to shoot already. I'm getting bored. And I look, I'm looking at the photo of my one true love. And I tuck it into the band on my helmet. And sure enough, it's my other favorite gun.
Yeah. Now, Frost, Dietrich, how about we make this interesting? Who do you think is going to get the most kills? Get some reds on it?
Are you kidding me? Unless LT drops one of those nukes again. Come on.
Yeah, well, I think that we all deserve a fair share of those ones, really. I mean, how hard is it to really throw one of those things?
I'm just saying, it's like, listen.
See, my money's on Frost, personally. I'll be too busy watching your asses.
I throw my knife right between your legs onto the seat near a very tender part of your anatomy and say, you take that slander and that awful thing back. You think Frost is going to get more kills than me? Look at how sharp that knife is. Damn near cut your pants open.
And that's why, as soon as we get back, you're going on demerit, son. Don't throw a knife at your superior officer. How many times do I have to tell you this?
You're a sergeant.
Don't throw a knife at your NCO.
Sergeant, Corporal.
Sir.
Perhaps instead of talking about who's going to get the most kills, you can be checking your weapons to assure that you will get the most kills. Trooper Frost is going to be driving the APC, so he'll probably do just fine.
I have no doubts about that, sir. We have our checklist right here. He hands over the double-signed checklist.
Yes, yeah. Excellent. I take a look at it and kind of flip through. Well done, Sergeant.
So, Jim, are you taking the drop pod option, or are you taking the APC option? Because those are kind of not.
Can't we take both? Can't we put the pod? Can't we put the APC in the drop pod? Drop it down and come roaring out of the drop pod in the APC?
I'm not sure. I think maybe you need it to be landed for a subsequent encounter, right?
Okay,
so
then
yeah.
And if we're going to be in the canyons and stuff like that, then okay. So then we'll retcon that. And yeah.
Okay.
So then what I'll say is I can't help but notice Trooper Frost is the only one that's not running his mouth, but is actually inspecting his equipment. And then, strap myself in to the drop pod.
Okay, so yeah, I think there's like not the usual drop pod that you get left out on. It's a special turbo boosted rocket assisted pod that gets into the action extra quick. So the you're slotted into that, probably that 10th space that's sometimes left free, right? And it's the harness in this thing is like really massive. Like normally it's just like a strap, but this is like a full bar that comes down because the G's on this one are going to be extreme, right?
Yeah, when we well, keep going. Yeah, I know how this works. I think.
So the pilot, I guess the crew chief comes in and checks everyone's strapping, and then closes the doors of this drop pod, gives everyone like a thumbs up, and then there's I guess just like out of the Aliens playbook, right? You see the drop ship, slowly go down the pipe into the landing zone. The storms are raging, and then like the door opens underneath the drop pod, and you get a 3-second countdown that the lights turn off on the count, and then it's like bam.
My favorite part.
And I think the usual drop is just like a normal release, and gravity takes care of it. And there's that here, but then after maybe 10 seconds, you get that turbo boost, and you really drive fast down into the atmosphere. How do people usually react to this kind of thing?
I think that Wierbowski just grits his teeth and clutches onto the handholds, like the harnesses, and sort of hums a tune underneath his breath.
And I'm screaming, "Woo! Woo!" the entire way down.
I think Frost does the classic, like, kind of slides back, head over, and just sucks out.
That yawn was awesome. Good role playing, Rich.
That's fantastic. Bee Dee has his eyes closed, and is like clutching the bars over his chest, and is like reciting mnemonically, like it's a mantra, like the specs for the planet, like temperature 37 degrees C, gravity 1.057, Earth, Earth standard, like, to kind of like just keep his mind occupied as we're dropping.
Okay, cool. So, yeah, so I think once that kind of storm re-entry thing passes, the thrusters in this thing reverse to try to slow you down so you don't just into the ground. So you get the reverse G's effect, and then you don't even get a chance to see the ground approaching. It's so fast. You're just aware of the kind of blackness of space, then this kind of messy, stormy gray, and then like dirt brown. And then, bam, you hit the ground. The pod kind of disassembles right there. All the doors open, and you're out in the middle of this.
This has definitely got to be a thing where like explosive bolts like blow it off, and it just kind of.
Yeah. So when you use a drop pod, right, you get to ambush the enemy first thing out. Okay, ambushes are really awesome because you basically get to auto win this round of combat. So let me just double check. So Jim, I think actually let me just check.
I think I'm pretty sure I get to set. Everybody gets to set their range. I think, right?
No, you get to set the range. Yeah, for everyone.
I'm going to set our range at near.
Okay. So you can drag yourself out of close and into near on roll 20. Okay. So yeah, I think you arrive, and there's like you said, you kind of identified what might be like a nesting area, and these birds are really just sitting down. They're not even running around. They're not moving at all. They're just like minding their nests. And they're a lot less intimidating when they've lost like half their height of their legs folded under them. And out you come, charging and whatever else, drive me closer so I can hit them with my power blade, a la 40k. Okay, so for an ambush, everyone gets a chance to cause kills. Each player rolls a d10, and from the highest to the lowest, the PCs cause kills based on the weapons at the set range. And then everyone removes one threat token. Okay, so this is a little bit important because I put 3 threat tokens in this first encounter. So that means you're going to like win this encounter straight away, but also whoever rolls the lowest on that d10 roll doesn't get to do any kills. They're like on the wrong side of the pod, right? So they don't get to deploy as they would have preferred. So if everyone rolls a d10, let's see what happens.
Frost, what did I tell you about checking that weaponry?
Bad rolling, huh? Bad luck. Okay, so everyone does their kill. So when you're rolling hits, you get to describe whatever it is you're going to do. What you also want to do is roll number of kills for your weapon at this range. So then from highest to lowest, we'll narrate. When we get to you, Rich, essentially this is not a failure. You're just not getting to do anything significant in combat. So you still get to narrate Frost's action in this regard. Okay, so
so let me ask a mechanical question before we start rolling. Does a strength happen on your initiative, or does it jump the gun on that if you decide you're going to use one?
If you're deciding to use a strength, you get to do it whenever you want. You just say, I'm using a strength, and you get to break all the rules. So
we should tell Rich how a strength works.
Yeah. So
in case he wants to jump the gun here.
So for a strength, if at any time you don't like the dice you've rolled, right, you get to say, hey, wait a minute, I'm using a strength. Okay. And when you use a strength, 2 things happen. One is you get to narrate a flashback. You get to say what the strength is, right? So it's like Stone Cold Killer, or never misses an opportunity, or whatever. You narrate a flashback that explains how that happened, how that's coming true, and then what happens is that you remove all the threat tokens in an encounter. So regardless of what else is going on, and then you roll your kills as per the best range on your weapon. Okay. So it's really using a strength is like breaking anything that's happened, and you can do that at any time. So like we just said here, everyone's going before you. You don't like that, you say, I'm going to do it. I'm going to show how awesome my character is.
And I think as a trooper, he's also got force weakness, right?
Yes, yeah. This is a special ability for the lowest ranked character. It's on the little handout for the trooper on the Roll20. But let me read it out. If I can find this, should be near the start. Yeah. 89.
It says page 89.
Yep.
That's what it says.
So this is where a player forces a PC other than their own to use a weakness, even if they don't want to. It can only be attempted once per planet. And that's total. So if there were more than one trooper, whoever gets to do it first just gets to do it. The PC using this effect rolls on their non-fighting ability. If they are successful, then on their turn in the combat sequence, the target PC must use a weakness and fail. Okay. So that's an important thing, right? It's on your turn in the combat sequence. So here it's last, right? So using a weakness probably doesn't do much.
That wouldn't help here, but you can.
Though, if you really want to metagame it, Jim's character has no strengths and only one weakness available right now. So if you get rid of his weakness, it means he is completely at the mercy of the dice for this planet. But we'll leave that.
But I think, Frost can use it on anyone, right? He can use it on me or Dietrich or
Yes.
Wierbowski.
Yeah, anyone
right?
up the
Yeah.
chain you can
Okay.
do. Yeah.
Okay.
So
We don't have any weaknesses yet, do we?
you do. You've got one strength and one weakness available for use.
Okay,
So
but we
just like
haven't
a
defined them
strength,
yet.
you can just declare it. You
I
can
see.
also declare a weakness. It's a little bit less powerful than a strength, but it's still useful.
Oh, okay. I was thinking of it as like a negative aspect rather than just not as good.
It lets you bail on the encounter, basically.
Yeah.
You don't get any more kills after you use it, but you're safe.
Okay.
Yeah.
I see.
So what it does is it works in the exact same way. You get to declare it. You do have a flashback. You get to remove one threat token, and you bail on the encounter, so you're not going to get killed. It also opens you up to court martial later on in the mission, but that's another problem. Okay, so yeah, I guess Rich, at this point in time, if you feel like using that strength to jump the queue and to win this encounter all by yourself, you could do that.
I think I'll wait a little bit, but thank you for that suggestion.
Yeah, thanks, Jim. So let me remind myself of where we were. Wierbowski, you rolled a 7, so you get to roll your kills and describe your combat action.
I need to train you grunts up. Slow on the draw. So Wierbowski comes bounding out of that explosive bolts and slides into cover in front of something and settles his heavy machine gun across the rocks, and then just starts to just lay down a full massive field of fire across the hall. Scattered aliens as they react to our drop pod landing in. And I get 8. Is that 8 kills then?
That's 8 kills, yeah. So
Nice.
you've just killed 8 of these completely harmless birds. Well done.
Coming right for us.
They're coming right for us. I was waiting for that.
And then is it, I think it's Dietrich.
So now it's
next, isn't
Dietrich,
it?
yeah, with a 6.
Yeah. Dietrich, get your ass over here.
I walk out of the drop pod with my cannon in hands. I don't need no cover. And I just start firing. So let's see what we get. Two D10 and I get a 7. Hateful. Absolutely hateful. And I just keep stalking forward.
Dietrich, get your ass down and take up a proper firing position. God damn it, you are wasting that E-cannon, son.
I was about to say that might answer the age-old debate about the difference between a heavy machine gun and E-cannon, but obviously it's just down to poor firing position on Dietrich's part. At least that's what Sergeant thinks. And LT.
Yeah, and DB comes up, Crouch gets down behind cover and comes up with a sidearm, like a great big kind of, I pictured as like a bolt pistol, right? Like very much like a GW bolt pistol, and just kind of comes up and it, and is like saying, maintain suppression, keep them down. And like whenever they're just like spraying stuff all over the place. But whenever I see one like making a break for it, then I kind of, bam, 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 like 3 center body mass. I'm just kind of taking out stragglers that are being missed by this massive wave of suppression fire. So but very meticulous, kind of like actually aim take shots. So I got 2d6 for my sidearm here. 10 kills.
So sidearms start at D6 at this range, but it's been improved substantially. It has the special
I've
ammo.
spent a lot of time at the range
Yeah.
as I've been, leveling up here. So yeah.
See, Dietrich, that is how it's done.
Good rolling. Yeah. And Rich, how about Frost? You're missing the party in terms of kills, but you still get to do your thing.
Sure. Frost's thing is, I think he spins a little bit. He starts to aim at something, but then Bee Dee shoots it, and then he flips around to aim at another turkey, and Dietrich takes it down, and Wierbowski takes out. So it's one of those always dollar short kind of thing. And then at one point he just kind of pulls and rechecks his clip, so it looks like he's reloading, but he didn't fire a shot. The counter is still at
Clear. Confirm. Perimeter check.
Frost, this way. Frost, take the left. Dietrich on the right. And then Wierbowski will go and kick one of the twitching bodies to make sure that it's dead. Maybe fire off one of the round into one of the ones looking a bit lively.
Does Frost feel like he needs to let loose a round at something just so he doesn't have a full mag when the sergeant looks at it next?
Yeah, I think it's a thing where we're checking things, and he's just going to fire into the corpse of one of the turkeys. Yeah, you thought you thought you'd play dead, you stupid turkey. Gra, gra, gra.
Okay, cool. So yeah, you have secured the hell out of this nesting site, landing zone. I think the rest of the company is landing, scattered around in a pretty broad pattern, but they have definitely missed the party, thanks to your super drop pod.
And I say, all right, squad, according to deep sonar readings that were taken from orbit, we're going to go down this canyon, hook a left, and then that should lead us into the interior of this mesa, where there is actually a substantial space on the inside. Should be, as far as Intel's best guess is that there's a significant nest inside. We may even be able to find whatever leadership structure these creatures have. We may be able to disrupt it. So that's what we're doing. Frost, you're on point. Move out.
So yeah, I think there's, it's probably, what do you think, Jim? It's probably a good hike, to this mesa, and you start boiling in the sun, right?
And it may not even be that far, but it's like a pain in the ass. Like the ground isn't level, and like we got to scrabble up and over things, and it's like, there's like things where like you'll step and like the shale will kind of slide out or crumble under you and stuff like this. It's just hard going.
Now, I suppose this would be technically like our non-combat ability, wouldn't it? Would be our like ability to traverse kind of difficult terrain and things.
Definitely.
Like that.
I think if you're hiking in this kind of terrain and this kind of heat, you might want to I don't know that I want to make a check.
I mean, I really was more thinking of like between the sort of the squad, who's clearly having the most trouble with it, and that tells me that it's definitely Dietrich, right? Because he's so obsessed with shooting, he's probably not been doing the like the basic training kind of stuff.
Well,
I'm also carrying the heaviest goddamn gun.
Yeah. You know what?
Told you didn't have to. You could have taken the machine gun, but you and that gun, you'd get married to it if the chaplain would let you.
Look, you want me to kill more things, right? This lets me kill more things.
Well, show me, Dietrich.
Oh, I will show you. I'll show you all day long, and then I'll turn around and I'll show you all night long.
You could learn a thing from Frost up there.
What? How to point his gun at things?
No,
Covering
You
your
could
back,
learn-
Corporal.
you could learn calm discipline, Dietrich. Gentlemen, we know what the radio is used for. Let's use it properly, please.
Sir, yes, sir.
There'll be enough time. You two can flirt when we get back on board ship.
And I think as we walk on, there's like hand motions of like, what, jerk off.
Okay. Well, even that is by the book, right? Yeah, I think you approach this great big mesa, right? At the end of this canyon, and it's big, right? It's like it probably looked on first glance on the satellite imagery like there was some kind of mistake. Something couldn't be this big, right? And I think there's this big fissure in it, right? Like it was cracked by something, and that is like leading directly into the heart. There's obviously some kind of cave complex in there. And I guess it gets pretty dark, right? There's maybe like a chink of light coming through for the first 100 meters or something, but after that it gets pretty dark, and your
Lamps on.
Your infrareds or your shoulder torches, whatever the deal is, And this sounds like it deserves an encounter, right? By the numbers, check those corners. So we're going to check for dominance.
I feel like it's that thing where like it's just gotten dark enough that we're like, okay, everybody, lamps on, and we flick on the whatever the those headlamps we've got like on the side of our helmets, and the underslung flashlights, armored flashlights under the barrels of the guns, and and then like flick, they come on, and like there's aliens there where that we didn't see or something like that.
Ooh.
Oh yeah,
kind of thing.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Okay. So everyone tests non-fighting ability to test for dominance, and I will roll my alien ability.
So me and Puckett got 0.
Okay, so okay, so that means that the highest success is a PC, right? So I rolled a 1. Jim, you rolled a 4. Rich, you rolled a 1, and then the other 2 were failures. Okay, so the highest, there's no ambush on either side, which is, I guess, good news. High success is a PC. That player gets to set the initial range for everyone. Okay, and I should have done this right before. There's going to be 4 tokens on this encounter. So, Jim, you get to set the range for everyone. Are you happy with near?
Yeah, like near. We're going to stick with near. Near is good.
Yeah, it's a good killing zone for you guys. Okay. So everyone decides what they're going to do. So we can do that in rank order. So you're going to say, I'm going to shoot them with, my standard weapon, or in non-fighting ability, you can also try to do something kind of completely fictional. In terms of mechanics, that can sometimes be to change your range. So if you're at a range you don't like, you can just say, I want to change my range to get into a good range. If you are successful with your weapons, with your fighting ability, you can change range after you shoot as well. So there's that option. I will always be just attacking you, right? That's all the aliens do, pretty much. So yeah, everyone declares what they're going to do, and then we all roll. You know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to be killing you. Jim, what is Bee Dee doing?
Bee Dee is going to he hollers, you know, box formation Delta, watch our 6. Wierbowski, Wierbowski suppression. Dietrich, open up. Frost, covering fire, and out comes the pistol again, and I'm gonna start lighting stuff up.
Okay, Wierbowski.
Hey, what the lieutenant said. Suppressing
Okay.
fire.
Everyone's shooting. Do I even need to ask Dietrich? Or are you just making the light shine all by yourself with that e-cannon?
You're goddamn right I am.
Cool. And Frost.
Slipping in the air and kill all the bugs I see.
Okay, cool. So
Turkey shoot.
Yeah, turkey shoot. Okay, so I'm going to roll for aliens. Okay, and everyone rolls their fighting ability now. On the money, Puckus. You're everyone else is a complete wash, but you are holding things down, right? So I got a 5 for the alien. That's a success. So in terms of order, the highest success goes first. So Dietrich gets to go first, which you're just describe your action and roll your kills, and then I will go.
Lieutenant said to open fire. I'm opening fire. Let's see how many birds I killed. 9.
It's good shooting text. Okay.
Tell you, it's like a barbecue up in here.
Yeah.
Give me a drumstick.
So I think these guys are fast, right? But they're also big, and your e-cannon, I think, is just cutting them up as they charge you. You can't stop them all, though, right? I mean, you stop a good 9 of them, but the rest of them do slink past you in the carnage. Those aliens are causing a kill to everyone else. So not Dietrich, but everyone else takes a kill.
What does that mean?
So you're going to mark. So unless you want to use your armor, you're going to mark on your character sheet where it says just below kills, you have a section called health. And so you're going to replace the big fat O with an X,
Okay.
where it says a mess. So you're
now a mess. Yeah.
You're now a mess, right? After a mess, you become crippled, and after crippled, you become dead.
Okay.
You should. Do we want to maybe take a moment at this point to explain to everybody?
Sorry, say that last part again, Jim.
Grenades. Do we want to explain how grenades work, folks? Because they've got special rules.
Yeah. So grenades are just another option. You can switch to grenades as a weapon switch. If you're in close range, they're pretty effective. What you'll notice in the description on the handout is that it'll say like D10 close and 1 near. What it doesn't say is that it also does a kill to any other players at close range. So anyone who's at close range is going to take a kill. So it's powerful, right? But there's also a downside.
So if you want to use it without hurting someone, you'd have to move close and then throw the grenade while they were further away. Okay.
Yeah. Now, if you want to play it safe, like you stay in near range and you throw it and you do 1 kill instead of D10 kills, and you don't get killed yourself either. So there's a trade-off there. Normally, when you want to change weapons, it's a non-fighting ability switch. You can switch to grenades, no problem, but switching back is the problem, right? Switching back will require a test, so it's a ratcheting up, right? Okay.
The test doesn't mean you do it. It just means that it takes an action to do it, right? You make the roll to see if you can do it, and then take a shot that same turn. Is that how that works?
No. So if you were switching from, say, let's say, Jim, you want Bee Dee to switch from your sidearm to your slug rifle or your heavy machine gun. I can't remember what you have as your other weapon.
I do not have a heavy machine gun.
Okay. That would be your entire turn to switch, right?
Got it. Okay.
And then next turn you're doing with the other gun. For grenades, you get to switch for free, just like you do with hand-to-hand weapons. But then switching back is your entire action. So if you don't like the grenade option at close range, you might be fighting with your fists.
And it's NFA to change range, right?
Yeah. Now, anyone who succeeded and beat the aliens gets to move range for free. So Puckett, you can, this will happen after. So everyone else gets to describe what they do. So in failing and taking the kill, you get to describe what you do as normal. So again, that's in, I guess that is in roll order technically. So who is... Yeah, it doesn't really matter a huge difference, but I guess it's Frost, Bee Dee, Wierbowski then, yeah.
Okay. So
yeah, you just narrate your combat action and the damage you take.
That sucks. Yeah. Have we seen these things do anything aggressive yet? I guess this is the first time that they're attacking.
Yeah, so
you can totally make up what they do.
Yeah,
that's what I just wanted to make sure I wasn't violating canon.
No, there's no canon yet.
Yeah, I think that what happens is these things, they come running up towards us, and Frost steps up, kind of puts his foot on a rock, aims at one, and it whips its wings back and then spits this like loogie of acid that hits him right on his armor, and he takes a kill, and he screams in pain and ends up he kind of just ducks out of the way and hits the deck. They're spitting acid, Lieutenant!
Cool, yeah. Okay, and how about Bee Dee?
Yeah, and I think that like Frost gets spit at, and you know what? And like there's, I think that what we didn't realize is that like we came in through this fissure, and there's like that the interior of this place is like honeycombed with tunnels that they have like bored through with this acid spit that they have. So there's like, they're like up above us and all around and stuff like this. And, one of them up above just like spits at the ceiling, and, whatever stalactites are hanging down and stuff like that. And so like, I'm like, like trying to find the range on one, and suddenly there's like rock raining down on me. And like, one of them like, slams hard into my shoulder. I stagger and stuff like this. And now we're like, I'm like, elevation, as I'm pointing up at them and stuff.
Awesome. And Wierbowski?
Wierbowski is laying down, suppressing fire, and he's like tracking one that's like bounding across, like leaping from point to point to point. And then like as his gun tracks that way, another one just comes like off a wall, like jumps over onto the wall and then propels itself and just like body down onto the ground and then like rolls over him.
Okay, cool. Okay, so that's that round, and we keep going on till. Okay, sorry. First thing, I think Dietrich, you can change range if you want to.
Are they still at near range?
You're still in your range, so you can move in closer or far if you want. Or you
I
can
want to
where
stay
you
at
are.
near range.
Okay.
This is my range.
Yeah. Okay.
All I'm doing is yelling, "Everybody okay? Y'all look a little bit bloody."
Okay. And these guys, as I think we've established, are leaping around the place and really making it difficult to draw a bead on it. So they are pushing everyone except Dietrich out to far range. Okay. So, yeah, next round of combat. So we've established dominance. That is just to set the stage, and now we go back to declaring actions. And I guess the aliens are going to try to kill you.
Do we do the same order as before?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
They're going to try to kill us. I'm going to try to kill them right back. I hope everybody's hungry. It's turkey burgers for dinner tonight.
Turkey flambe, right?
So do I roll my fighting ability again?
Not yet. We're going to get unless. Well, actually, maybe we're assuming everyone is going to be fighting, right? Is that true?
I'm going to be moving forward.
Okay, so that's your action is to change range, right? Okay. And everyone else is fighting. So yeah, let's roll. Aliens attack. Another 6.
Got a 50-50 chance on both of my things, and so far 3 bad ones.
It's another washout, I think, is it? Well, now would be a time to think about using a strength, right? If you're saying, screw this for a game of soldiers, I'm just going to win this all by myself. You could just declare a strength at this stage if you're tired of the dice holding your life hostage.
I would love to declare a strength if that's possible. And I think that my strength is, I'm not sure how to phrase it, like protective, maybe. And I think that, Dietrich's got this, but he's all on his own, and Frost is moving up. Do I get to just narrate what I do here?
So the first thing you want to do is you want to have a flashback from Wierbowski's past. So that could be childhood or last tour or whatever it is, and just explain how that was awesome or whatever in the past, and then tell us how it works out now.
It was clearly when when Sergeant Miller and young Private Wierbowski were on a battlefield somewhere, and there were men trapped behind a field of fire, wounded, and Miller ran across to go pull the guy back and got clipped himself, and then Wierbowski single-handedly ran out, pulled them both back with his bare hands, under fire the entire way. And it was never leave a man behind kind of action.
Okay, cool. So how do we see that on this battlefield?
And then I get to narrate the whole scene. Cool. Well, I think that Dietrich is up, on his own, blasting them away, right? And Frost has been moving up to help them, and then maybe the shale beneath his feet gives way, and he slides crashing down, and then suddenly there's a flock of these creatures coming up, and meanwhile, Bee Dee is laying down fire, but he's occupied with his own stuff, and Frost just leaps down that scree that took Frost down, and then comes crashing down right next to Dietrich. That has just realized, just as Dietrich is turning around to see this mob coming towards him, and Frost just destroys the whole lot, kind of thing.
Cool.
Frost does?
Wierbowski,
sorry.
I was about to say, because I'll take the kills.
I'm getting my name. Yeah.
So for the strength, we get to remove all threat tokens remaining in the encounter. So you like win the encounter, and you roll your best damage. So even though you're at far range, right, with your weapon, you're still doing your near range kills with that heavy MG.
Cool.
Okay.
That's a 9.
Nice. Okay. So yeah, and I think that is like you were just wiping out this fissure of all these aliens. Like when you win the encounter, you just clear the board of everything, and I think that might be a good time to take a break. So how does 20 past the hour sound to return? Yep. Okay, cool. We'll see you back then. So, welcome back. Our troopers have just finished off the second encounter, wiping out an attack of these turkeys by Sergeant Wierbowski's, bravery under fire, or bravery under acid is probably the way to put it. You're all in this, really dark fissure going into the middle of this mesa. And I think, let's maybe just kind of describe the scene a little bit. Let's start. Let's go in a reverse rank order. Let's start with Frost. What do you see as you're going deeper into this fissure? You've killed all these aliens, so there's no real threat here. But what do you see?
It seems like they use this acid to try to tunnel through, so the fissure breaks off into all kinds of like ant farm little tunnels and the like. So it's very it's dizzying. Which way do we go, LT? My Mo tracker isn't working.
You're reading it wrong, Frost, obviously.
Oh, click. Sorry.
Dietrich, what are you finding as you go through these honeycomb tunnels deeper and deeper?
I'm looking at the bodies. Like, smells like chicken. Kind of looks like chicken, like just a really big chicken. Kind of tentatively take a little bit of a bite. Hey, Lou, tastes like chicken.
Did you perform a toxicology test on that?
I bit it.
Dietrich, get your ass over here. Spit that out.
Whatever you say, Sarge.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, I think, the pineapple is a perfectly tasty fruit, but, if it's in your mouth for a while, it'll start to eat away at your tongue, right? So I think, you might have trouble with those teeth if you survive this mission, Dietrich, but who cares about dental when you could be dead tomorrow? Wierbowski, what do you find in the middle of this, at the end of this fissure? What crazy thing is going on in there?
At the end of the fissure, we find these birds have built some kind of massive, strange totem of bone and feathers and other, remnants, and it is strange and hurts the eyes to look at. It's wrong. The wind catches through its holes and makes a haunting sound.
These turkey bones or trooper bones?
I think both.
Both. Okay.
Looks like we found what happened to Beta Squad.
Or are they bones of something far more ancient?
Ooh, yeah, yeah. Maybe underneath, like the
Yeah.
core of it is
Oh
going with
yeah.
something. Yeah, and it's like the detail has been added with sort of other things over time.
Yeah. So what do you do with this Intel LT?
I am taking um I'm we've got comms discipline, right? So what I'm doing is I've tapped the recording on my the camera that I have on my suit, and I'm kind of walking around this, and frost, and I literally like hand frost the end of a like a tape measure to run it out so that we can get measurements on it and stuff like that. And I actually start like furiously scribble some notes on a on a like I said like a literal list that I brought along with me that like slots into a slot in the front of my armor. But yeah, and I'm furiously scribbling notes.
Okay. So is the plan just to go back as normal and report this?
Oh no, the plan is to sorry um uh uh I'm recording specs on it. Dietrich Wierbowski, set charges.
Aye.
Frost is helping me take measurements and stuff, and then once we're done, we're gonna blow this thing.
That's the best idea I've heard all day. You want us to make it pretty or just want to make it effective?
Please, what do I say? I say, by the book, Dietrich, you know that.
I mean, I'm just saying we can put on a show for you, or we can just turn this thing into splinters.
Dietrich, I just need something I can put in a report.
You got it.
Dietrich, you may as well. Guy come straight out of the field, manual, for God's sakes.
So
I'm just saying, I brought some fireworks.
Yeah.
Didn't know if I needed to distract the goddamn things. I mean, I need to set up a Roman candle or something like that. Draw their attention.
Make sure that Bee Dee does not see those fireworks. Otherwise, you are going home in a tin can, son.
Wierbowski, listen. Our job is goddamn ugly all day long. Why is it so bad that I just wanted something a little bit beautiful for once?
That has touched my heart, Dietrich. But sadly, Lieutenant ain't got one.
Got a fucking clipboard though.
Yeah, and your name will be on it if he sees those fireworks. Now, come on, son.
So, setting combat charge or setting destructive charges is definitely non-fighting ability. You're not hitting it with the with the lump of charge. So I guess after you have set the charges and gotten out to safe range, who wants to roll for having set those charges? Be a shame if they didn't go off.
I think I'm.
I think Wierbowski would have double-checked my work and realized that I put the wrong cord in the wrong batch of plastic.
There's no way to boost your stuff, is there? I've already done.
Either they don't go off. I think those are. I know which one I think is the more interesting.
4 failures so far, and counting.
Is there any way that I can use the strength to make sure they go off?
For fights,
you could, but I mean,
you'd be wasting. It would totally.
Yeah, I would save it for when your ass is on the line.
Okay.
Honestly, but you could totally. I mean, if you wanted to, you could. Obviously, you get to describe it in whatever way you want to, right? So, if you were to go in there alone and reset the charges, that would be uncommon valor, and that always gets rewarded in war movies, right?
We only get rewarded for kills.
Okay. So yeah, the whoever presses the button, there's there's that few seconds of waiting, right? While how long does that take? And we said it right, didn't we? And then there's like another 10 seconds passes. So obviously, it hasn't gone off, right? We would have seen something. We would have heard something. We would have felt something. And I think you get a radio contact from command from an orbit, and it's LT report in.
Affirmative command. We have located and set charges on on an alien structure that we have discovered inside the Mesa. I've taken detailed telemetry and will include it in my report. We are currently, and I say we are currently, and then there's like working on setting charges to destroy it.
Please hold. Belay that order. Belay that explosive charge for the moment, LT.
And I look at Wierbowski as like we're sitting there waiting for the 10 seconds. And I say, again, totally deadpan, command orders us to delay setting the charges.
Well, shit.
And that those 10 seconds pass and nothing happens, obviously. And then there's a long moment where you're waiting for command to get back to you.
Longest 10 seconds ever, right, Wierbowski?
Yeah, I'll go delay the charge.
LT, I think the 17th Special Studies Group wants you to retrieve that alien artifact. I think it would be pertinent for some studies they are undertaking.
Say again. Retrieve the artifact.
Alien artifact for to bring back.
It's 30. It's 27 meters tall.
Well, put your back into it, LT. That's what you got grunts for.
We've been ordered, and I turn back to the squad, and like I'm just silent for like 5 seconds, and I turn back to the squad and say, "What is the name of that special section again?" Sorry,
17th Special Studies Group.
17 triple S. 17 triple S needs to study that thing. So we've got to take as much of it home as we can.
Did you tell him how big it is?
Affirmative.
How much the damn thing weighs?
Affirmative.
How the hell are we supposed to get it back? I mean,
so kind of walk back down, to where hopefully Wierbowski is pulling the charges off of it.
Yeah, Wierbowski's like pulling a charge out, and he's like, God damn. You see, whole thing's inert. These prime charges ain't been fit. We've been given bad kits. Whole thing's foobar.
So Frost, I guess you're like, like this is just above your pay grade, the usual bullshit, right? There's a trooper next to you who is taking this not well at all. Her name is Connors, and she is like, frack this. I am not going in there. They cannot sell us this bullshit.
Come on, Connors. It's not like we're here for a vacay.
I mean, I'm here for a vacay. They said, see the stars, find alien cultures and destroy them. It was going to be a lark, but like busting my ass to carry this ton of bullshit. I don't know.
I'm pretty sure it's actually bird shit.
Well, I ain't tasting it. Whichever particular flavor of guaco it is. I don't know.
And so I'm going to wave the sergeant over. Sorry. So when that conversation's over, I'm going to wave the sergeant over.
I think it's over.
Yeah.
Okay. So the sergeant.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of standing back there. I'm looking up at this thing, and I say, 17 Triple S needs this thing, but they don't need it right now. Orders were explicit that we should return it to them, but that this was not an ASAP priority.
Okay.
Maybe
if we brought the APC, we could do that. But
we need to get some kills here. Let's get in. Let's see what what's your tactical assessment? What's your tactical assessment of the squad right now?
bit banged up, but still got plenty of ammo. I think we can clean house. Maybe if we can clear out an LZ nearby, we won't have to haul this thing all the way back the way we came.
Good thinking, and that was my thought exactly. If we can get in there, do some damage, clear things out so that we're not ambushed while it happens, I'll call for a dust off, and when they dust us off, they can haul this thing away along with us.
Yeah, maybe bring down some of those power lifters.
Affirmative. All right. Take 10, then get everybody ready to move out.
Sir.
So, I guess, you set a perimeter and you somehow, I don't know what the best course of action is to whether to just topple this thing and drag it out or to take it apart and try to do it that way. But you'll find a way, right? It's not going to be too problematic. You wouldn't be given an impossible mission by people who have no idea what's going on the ground.
Did they specify this thing needs to be intact loot?
Only that it needed to be returned.
You can shoot this thing into pieces, make it a little bit lighter to carry back.
We're going to cross that bridge when we come to it, Corporal.
Aye, aye, Captain. Loot.
But right now, we need to, if this is going to be a landing zone, we need to make sure that it's clear.
I love it when you talk pretty.
Well, smoke them if you have them.
When you say smoke them, you mean the birds, right, sir?
No,
As in
Corporal.
kill them?
No, Corporal, I mean your cancer sticks. We will be moving out in 10.
Sir, perhaps if Corporal Dietrich has brought some non-standard kit that we might be able to use to set up an ambush somewhere, draw these birds out to us rather than the other way around.
The fact that we have been contacted by 17 Triple S means that this squad is under explicit scrutiny right now, Sergeant. Any non-standard kit that I saw being used, I would have to report.
I would say, LT, with the greatest respect, that the contact of 17S means that things are already pretty non-standard.
Roger that. Let's just get in there and kill enough bugs that they are not going to have any objections to whatever else it is that we get up to while we're in there.
Hooah.
So,
I'll walk over to Frost. What are you doing right now that we've got this break here?
Frost chatted with Connors for a little bit, and then are we down in the hole or do we come up? I can't remember if we're underground or above ground.
Oh, I think we're underground, right? This thing's like in a cavern or something, or is this like where the crack opens up above us?
Well, there's the fissures, so maybe there's the
that's right. Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
sky
so
above. So
there's some
I think,
light coming in here, maybe. Yeah.
I think Frost is just check up above through the fissure, mostly because daylight rather than having to deal with all these. He chuckles a couple times at Dietrich and the whole smoke 'em thing, but he's not doing much. He's just hanging tight.
Trooper, how are you holding up?
Fine, LT. I mean, the acid, I could use some new armor, but I'm all right.
And I give it a visual inspection, and I say, just cosmetic.
Feel
It's
cosmetic.
good. It's a good thing to take your first hit, be able to walk away, to tell a story about it. Trust me, when you're back at the mess, all of the troopers that haven't been on a drop yet, you'll have one up on all of them.
Yes, sir.
He's saying chicks dig scars, Frost.
Stick to Sergeant Wierbowski and follow his lead, and you'll do fine, Trooper.
Yes, sir.
And I'll go around and, kind of just walk around and do a quick, give everybody a little quick pep talk like that.
Cool. Yeah.
That at the end of the 10 minutes, I've kind of, made my rounds.
Yeah. So are you like bringing the artifact out first, or are you like going back to your LZ, securing it, and then when you're secure, going back in to get it?
So like have we penetrated all the way to the heart of this place?
Yeah, I think this was the middle of it all, right? I think.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
So then I think what we need to do is I think this needs to be like, this is like, now I think what we got to kind of do is just do a little bit of a like tunnel hunt and make sure there's no one that's going to jump on us while we're hauling this thing out.
Yeah. Okay.
This is like, like this is like house to house active, whatever, tunnel to tunnel searching.
Sure. So yeah, I think it'll, doesn't take very much time for the things to kick off once you like lay hands on this artifact, right? And you start to break it down for getting it out. Things start to come out of the woodwork, right? Out of the honeycomb, more properly. So let's kick off a new encounter. There's going to be some serious mojo with 6 counters. Okay.
Well, I have to roll a success at some point, right? So
now is the perfect time. So let's test for dominance. So everyone roll your NFA.
aliens come out on top on that one, I think.
Well, I rolled a 9, which is a fail.
Nobody got nothing.
Nobody got nothing.
And
Yeah.
Okay, it's a big lot of failure. I think this might be the same. Everyone fails. The range is set at far. We are all equally incompetent at our rolling today. Right. Okay, so I think it's maybe less of a mad rush than we had the last time when you were entering this place. They are, I don't know, maybe it's a little bit afraid, right, of this thing, of the power that you have now with your hands on it.
Yeah, or they don't want to hurt it by bringing too much force to bear on us.
Yeah. Maybe the acid spit is like kind of off the table now, right? They don't want to risk damaging it. Yeah. So, obviously, the aliens are going to try to kill you. It's worth mentioning, right, that if for whatever reason all of you get out of far range, so you leave the encounter, right, and that would mean basically you get out before they can really bring their forces to bear on you, right? You can either do that by an NFA check to change range, or you can do that, after a successful combat roll if you beat the aliens.
It would be leaving behind the objective.
No, I don't think so. I think you're just kind of getting out of the encounter, right? You're hauling ass.
So I kind of imagined this when I originally saw it as like a Zulu type thing, or where we hold a line and they come towards us, but it doesn't feel like that ever happens. They just, like, if you know what I mean, like if we don't do anything, they won't close the distance to near, right? Like, sorry.
They could. I mean, because if they win the combat and they can like bring you in, just like in the last encounter, they pushed you out.
So they could bring us in.
Yeah.
Okay.
So LT, what's Bee Dee doing? Muted?
Like we've got far back and like there's tons of them just swarming out. I am just charging forward to close the range. And I'm saying, close range, get cover.
Okay, Wierbowski.
Wierbowski is swearing and trying to pound into that closer range and get up a good firing position.
Okay, Dietrich.
Why is everybody obsessed with cover? Come on, you mother cluckers. Come get some.
So at far range, your E-cannon is doing 0 damage. So
I am going to make a combat roll.
Okay, and so when you succeed, you will
far range.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. And Frost.
I think I'm going to use the strength.
Okay, before any rolling.
I mean, I've already blown every roll I've made,
yeah.
So why even bother? The dice don't work, so let me cheat them. I mean, unless you think it's a terrible idea. So,
well, all I would say is if you roll a bunch, you could see how much trouble you're in, and if you roll brilliantly, you can eke away at them. But if not, you can use the strength.
No, do it, man. You're
going to use those explosives, right? Which are primed and ready to go.
This is awesome. This is Frost's moment. I want to see this.
What is Frost's strength, though? Huh. I
Weary resignation.
Nah. I think. I think Frost, seeing them starting to stream past this device, he decides he's going to kill 2 birds with 1 stone, and he's going to fire at some of the explosives that are going to take out our objective, but means we don't have to move it and don't have to sit and play babysitter. So it's maybe not the best strength, but yeah, that's what he's going to do. I get to roll the D10 for my best weapon, if I remember correctly.
Well, you gotta. What's the flashback?
What's the flashback? What
that's right. The flashback. Yes. Yeah, I think the flashback is to Trooper Frost's last mission, where they were sitting tight while there was this like walking mecha kind of thing, like a 2-legged tank that was fritzing, and the LT, not DB, was screaming, this is too valuable an asset, and they're just getting overrun by these like 6-legged dogs that just keep coming in hordes, and he watches his fellow troopers just get mowed down. It's the reason he got reassigned to this unit, is that he was one of the few that survived, and they just broke it up and partitioned everybody out. Is that cool?
Cool. Yeah. Yeah. So,
Okay.
screw this bullshit. Let's just get ourselves out.
Yeah. It's enough. All right, here we go. I rolled my single D10.
F this bullshit is a great name for a strength.
Yeah.
That's, yeah.
Frack this BS is, yeah, there we go. Nice. I got 9 kills. I finally got some kills, friend.
Nice. Finally.
9
Okay.
for this mission.
And I think the base of this totem, right, is blown up, and I think maybe we see this fissure kind of crack and sort of start to collapse right as you're getting out. And I think maybe, like you said, you're shooting the charge. You're not necessarily killing those aliens with your bullets, but you're certainly the collapse of the roof is taking them out. Okay, any haul ass. Is anyone trying to save any of this objective, or are you just getting out while the going is good?
I feel like I definitely want to grab the kind, one of those kind of weird, strangely shaped, hard to look at, glowing a little bit pieces of ancient bone from the bottom.
Okay.
Kind of as it's calling down. I'm just just grab one and just try and haul it out as I run out.
Okay.
Wierbowski running up behind him, stops to grab it, and then stops for literally 1 second and grabs a pair of trooper dog tags off the thing instead, and runs off with those.
Okay. So I think, Jim, we're going to get an NFA check for you to see
sure.
if you get away with it.
Yep. Success, 5 under 7.
Nice. Okay. So yeah, I think something significant for the 17th Special Studies group, and it doesn't attract the wrong kind of attention.
Yeah, and we're out of there, head count.
1.
Wierbowski reporting, sir.
Frost in here. I'm looking for Connors.
Yeah, I think Connors has got your back, right? She is mightily impressed by your act of true bravery to to completely ignore orders over the safety and well-being of you common grunts. So yeah, she is well impressed and has your back. I think we're going to roll right into securing the LZ, right? Because you're expecting a dust off, but these aliens are not happy with you. You've destroyed their home and their ancient totem.
Someone's taken something that they want back, right?
It's almost like they can sense where this thing is, the way that they zero in on us.
Almost.
So, a quick question for you.
Yeah.
Do strengths reset with each new session?
No. So strengths you get after an advance, basically.
Okay.
So you unlock them. So yeah, at the moment, right? Wierbowski.
Do they reset after an advance?
Yeah. So when you get an advance, you open up extra slots for those strengths and weaknesses.
Yeah, it doesn't reset. You open a new one.
Yeah, so you're going to have
adding them as you go.
Okay. If you get to the most advanced, you could be, which would be 18 points between your two abilities. You would have 5 strengths and 5 weaknesses.
And your last weakness is always hatred for home, which everybody has as their last weakness that they unlock.
But we're a bit away from that yet.
Yeah. But it's got a little bit of a something with like when you're playing like the Skeletons or something like that, where we're learning who we are and our backstory is emergent in those flashbacks, and combined with the role play we're doing right now.
Okay, so yeah, like if you get the most kills or randomly for one of the other 3 players, you will advance. So like the only way to be sure of opening up a new slot is to get the most kills, right? Okay, so let's, in this encounter, all of the remaining tokens, I'll keep it simple, which is 7, which is a lot. Okay, and let's test for dominance.
Holy crap, I got a success.
Okay.
Poor Frost, though. Has not had a single success so far, I don't think.
No. Let me see. It's a tie.
So we're tied. Yeah.
We're tied on a 4. I would like to propose having you at close range.
I will take close range.
Okay, cool. The fine art of negotiation with alien life forms.
Yeah, I'll take close range. And so for everybody else, if I disagreed, then we'd roll off between ourselves. Yeah.
So I think how do we explain close range? I think maybe there's like a bit of a dust storm, right? And they get in close before you realize, and maybe you're just happy you've gotten out and you're a little bit distracted, right? And they kind of are there almost in spitting distance before you realize it. That makes sense. Okay. So is everyone happy to shoot, or what's anyone doing something different?
Oh,
I would like to use my strength.
Okay. Yep. TPK, is this?
Not anymore. Rocket Corporal.
I'm going to use my strength. I'm hungry. I have been out on a mission. I am tired. Out here it's dry, but I'm tired of sea rats. I want something cooked in a galley. And I'm flashing back. I don't remember the name of the rock we were on, but it was this forest planet. And it was wet and it was cold and it was miserable. And all I wanted to do was go home. And because it was wet, it was foggy. And the next thing I knew, we were surrounded by bugs. I don't even remember what kind of bugs. Might have had 6 legs, might have had 8. Who counts? And I wound up just stabbing them all with my knife. That's why I love this knife so much. It's why I sharpen it and I keep it in such good condition. This knife got me home. Well, not home, but back to the ship. Because I was hungry and I wanted a hot meal, goddammit. Do I need more of a flashback than that?
Oh, that's perfect. So,
damn bugs.
You're gonna roll.
Take that.
So actually, describe how you're killing these bugs as they come in right now. Is it knife work, or is that just the memory that you have, and you're just hungry and you're just ready to kill them all?
Oh, that's just the memory that I have. I mean, it was close range fighting, but the thing about it is it taught me how to use pretty much everything at close range, regardless of whether it's supposed to be used at close range.
Yeah.
E-cannon at close range, no problem. So
roll
yeah,
your 2d10
everything's
kills.
just like, all righty. That's 16.
Oof. So yeah, why don't you describe how you mow them down?
Well, I start with my E-cannon and just, I'm not going to lie, and I feel bad about this, everybody, but you're all going to need to take some really, really significant showers when I get back on the ship. Because the one you're getting right now is the one you don't want. It may be hot, it may be wet, but you don't want to see what's splattering all over you. And so at some point, the E-cannon runs out, and I am angry, and I kick it. And then I just draw my knives. And I start slashing and stabbing and cutting. And you see the acid sizzling on my armor as I slash through them. And then there's some acid that gets on the helmet. It starts eating through, and I just tear off the helmet, and I whack one of these birds with the helmet, knock it out cold, cut its head off, start swinging the head at another bird, and just continue in a merry mayhem fashion. And just, if I can find it to kill a bird with, I'm killing a bird with it. Picking up rocks, why not? Just
harsh language is next in the pecking order, right? E-cannon, knives, rocks, harsh language.
Pecking order. I see what you did there.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
Birds of a feather, right?
Yeah.
That LT is why we bring Dietrich along to any of these close encounters. Guy's really good with his carving skills.
Okay, awesome.
I better have steak.
And you get your dust off, and I guess you get the same dropship back. Pork pie, the pilot is waves at you from the cockpit, brings you aboard, and you're in orbit in 20 minutes and back at the Atlas. Okay. Let's do some bookkeeping, and then we'll.
So just for flavor,
yeah,
we have not seen any of these 17th Special Services people yet. Like, do they meet us at the door so that I'd what's the deal with that?
Yeah. I think as soon as the dropship lands and the bay doors open, there's there's a couple of officers there and a couple of techies, you've got a Wierbowski, who's like a captain in the 17th Special Studies group, and he's kind of looking at you very expectantly.
And I say, Captain, Lieutenant Bee Dee, reporting with a piece of the artifact. It was destroyed in a firefight with the aliens, but I was able to recover this. I judge it to be the most significant thing that would allow you some study.
He looks at the remnant and says, destroyed in a firefight.
We were attacked by aliens. We were attacked by aliens while we were preparing to disassemble it, and it collapsed.
Remind me what firepower the aliens brought to bear in this firefight, Lieutenant?
Significant acid. It seemed they seemed intent on keeping us from taking it, sir.
Okay. Well, I expect a full report. We may need to interview your men. And I think the two techies have like,
Yes, yep.
I think they have several packing crates, but they only need one, right? And they kind of open it at arm's length and let you put it in.
Yep.
And then they seal it quite gingerly before they haul it off.
And I turn back to the ship, and I walk back into the drop ship, and I say, Frost, most of us were firing outbound and not looking at when it collapsed. Command is going to want to report on what happened. So debrief the squad right now.
Yes, sir. Took aim at some of the turkeys. It's high rate of fire. Accidentally clipped. Piece of the detonation went off. Thing kind of toppled over. It's the second explosion. Got pretty messy.
All right. So, and I turn to the rest of the squad, and I say, as Trooper Frost was an actual witness to this, keep in mind when you make your report that that any description you make, you should not speculate. You should rely upon eyewitness testimony.
Yes, sir. Charges were in place, and we were waiting to haul it out, and firefight broke out. I didn't see what happened. Frost was covering the rear.
I nod. I look at Dietrich with a like, "Are we on the same page?" look on my face.
Didn't say nothing.
Nod.
Smoke out of my eyes.
Nod, and I say, "Let's get these chicken guts." And I say, "Let's get this crap cleaned off."
Cool. Okay. I think we might come back around for those interviews. Yeah. Okay, so let's get some paperwork done. Right. So the PC who killed the most creatures on a mission gains a level, which is Dietrich for sure. I have 32 kills for Dietrich. So that means you get to increase either fighting ability or non-fighting ability. The maximum for either of those is 10, which I guess you'll be a while off. Anyway, you also unlock 1 strength with that. Okay. And between the rest of you, one of you gains a level as well. So everyone else rolls a d10, and whoever rolls the highest gets the advance. If there's a tie on that d10 roll, everyone gets the advance. Looks like Frost's number is up, huh? Rolling high works out for you, huh? Yeah, so Frost gets the advance. So you get to raise fighting ability or non-fighting ability by 1, and you unlock a new strength as well. So that just means in the next mission, you've obviously still used the strength you use, but then you've got a new one that you can use again. Okay. So at the end of every mission, any surviving PCs gain 1 step of improvement to 1 weapon at 1 range for free. So that means you look at all the weapons you have. That could be like your hand-to-hand combat, your grenades, your e-cannon, whatever it is, and you get to bump it 1 range up by 1. Now the steps are as follows. Let me find the page.
I think it's 1, D6,
D10,
D10,
2d6,
2d6.
2d10,
Yeah.
3d10, d100.
And they max out depending on what's on the
Yeah,
list.
so you can only improve. You can only improve one range for any one weapon twice. So if it starts at D6, you could increase it to D10 and then to a 2d6, and then that's it. But you get to do that for any weapon you want. So that's a free thing that everyone gets.
So on my heavy MG with a 0 in far, could I improve that?
You can improve that to a 1, and that's really important because it means now if you're at far range,
you can get a kill.
You can get a kill. You can remove a threat token.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I will do that then. Okay, so I've just got something far.
Yeah.
And what I do on my sheet is I put a little like 1 star next to it when I've advanced it, and then when I've maxed it out, I put 2 stars next to it, just so that I know,
so you know
at a glance that I can't advance that anymore.
Good idea. Do we get healed up? If we're
you're all healed up. Yeah,
I thought so. Okay,
heal completely. I mean, I don't think not very many people took any damage anyway in that.
No, like if you were a mess, you would have healed at the end of that encounter where you became a mess.
Yeah.
Oh,
you auto heal one
that's
level.
That's why you're like it's fine.
Encounter.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Remember when we talked about armor? It was like after every encounter, you heal 1 level anyway. So you might want to save the armor for something special. And then no matter what damage you've taken, except for dead, obviously, you heal back completely at the end of a planet.
So quick question with the E-cannon.
Yeah.
If I improve the near range, does that take it to 2d10 plus d6 or 3d10?
3d10.
Okay, because it's at 2d10 now?
Yeah, so 1 improvement is up to 3d10. And then the next improvement after that is d100, which is awesome.
All right.
Okay.
Actually, it goes to 3d10 before it goes to d100.
Yeah. So that's what it's at now, right?
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Yes. So
it was at 2d10. It is now at 3d10.
Yes. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Cool. Okay. So the other thing that happens now is everyone gets a development roll. Okay. So you can spend this 1 roll on a number of different things. If you use a strength, you can go for a promotion. So you can increase in rank by 1. So if you are going to roll non-fighting ability to get a promotion, you're going to use non-fighting ability for any of these. So you can increase a rank if you use the strength. You could get a new piece of gear, or you can increase a different weapon by one step, just like we did. So if you improve the E-cannon or your slug rifle or whatever, you have to do an improvement on a different weapon for this. Okay.
Just going to mention, Corporal Dietrich, you were asking about whether we could set these things on fire. There is a flamethrower that you can take as a weapon. There's a flame gun.
You can go down to the quartermaster and look for something to make the night not very dark anymore.
So do we roll non-combat ability then?
Yeah, so let's do it in turn because it's going to be different for everyone. So let's do in rank again. Jim, what do you want to do for Bee Dee?
Oh, for my development roll?
Yeah.
Sorry, remind me my options again.
The options are, if you use a strength, you can go for promotion.
I did not.
You can get a new piece of war gear, or you can improve a different weapon than the one you just did by 1 step in the same way.
I can take a second weapon that I can improve by a step.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to do that. I'm going to improve another weapon by 1 step. So what I did with my free was I moved my slug rifle from D6 to D10 for far.
Okay.
And I think, let me see.
But you're going to have to roll, right? So if the roll
for this one,
under your NFA, yeah.
And try to increase a different weapon by 1 step or increase your rank if you use strength. Got it. Okay, yeah, cool. So let me roll my NFA here. That is a success. So I'm going to increase another weapon by a step.
Okay,
So you
cool.
can move on to someone else. I'll figure out what that is.
So, Will, how about Wierbowski?
I'm not sure like what I can get in terms of extra gear, because it feels as though there's not a huge amount of point in getting new kit, since it seems to just do the same. You know what I mean?
So like there's stuff like a power claw or something like that, which would be good and close, or you could get something like a flamethrower or a shotgun, which is really good in close, but obviously has some range in it too.
Or I could just boost my first sidearm up to
Or you
be
could,
better.
you could boost another weapon as well.
Yeah, I'd probably just.
Or you could go for lieutenant, right? You use the strength, right? So
okay, yeah.
You could look for promotion.
You know what? I'm gonna look for. Would it not be captain? Is there a captain rank or?
Yeah, but
lieutenant?
you go one step. So
Oh, I see. Yeah. Sorry, I forgot that LT. I don't know military ranks. I thought LT was above a captain for some reason.
It is. He'd be captain after sergeant.
No, lieutenant first, and then
Isn't
captain.
it? Is it really? Oh, okay.
Well, I got 0 successes anyways. So
Okay. So the review board isn't
that's
impressed
right.
with your
Okay.
application. I think on a 10, it's like you don't even get the interview, right? It's like, what is this guy doing?
really, what's it called? 1717S has had a word with him.
Well, I think with Papa Bear strength, they're like, this guy is born to be a sergeant, and a sergeant he shall remain. We can't lose him as a sergeant from Fourth Squad. Puckett, how about Dietrich?
Holy crap, I got a success.
There you go. Yeah.
Right, Rich? I'm getting all your successes tonight. So you mentioned a flame gun, and you also mentioned, what did you call it? A shotgun?
Shotgun or flame gun are both really good in close. Let me read you the stats. A flame gun starts at 2d6 in close and 1 in near and is ineffective at far. And a shotgun starts at d10 close, d6 near and ineffective at far.
So D10 close, D6 near, ineffective at far.
Yeah, that's the shotgun.
I feel like as much as I'd like to have some barbecued chicken, I feel like I kind of need to go for the buckshot here.
Cool, yeah. For close and
even though I don't know why we'd call it buckshot, it'd be more like birdshot.
Birdshot, yeah.
So do you need to paste anything into chat for me to put into character sheet, or?
No, I can take care of this.
Okay.
And Rich.
Okay, let me do my non-fighting ability. Yep.
Nope. At least you got that advance, though, huh? I mean.
Yep. At least I got the advance.
And there's also gonna be a pile of medals awarded here.
Yeah. So you what are medals for? You get medals at 100 kills, right? So depending on whether.
So there's the wound badge.
Yeah.
With bar for every 10 wounds. So it's awarded the first time you're wounded. So everybody, like all of our new, like everybody is going to get a wound badge. And then as we play multiple games, you keep track of how many wounds you have because you get another bar for each one. You get a campaign medal for surviving at least one mission, which everybody did. And then bronze star, silver star, gold star for surviving more missions. Kill badge at 100 kills. And Crimson Sword and Crimson Skull, we don't have to worry about yet. We haven't gotten to the.
We do, because whoever removed the last threat token on the planet will get a Crimson sword.
Oh, is that I thought that was not necessarily the last thread token from the mission, but explicitly fictionally the entire planet.
Yeah,
has
well,
been, we did something to wipe
mechanically
out the
speaking,
entire planet.
the group of
Okay.
players are the only people we care about.
Yeah, sure. Okay.
You can also get them for obscene acts of bravery, right?
Yeah.
Clearly, the the resistance of the bird folk, completely fragmented and fell apart after we took apart that totem.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
exactly. Everyone's like, it's inexplicable,
So is that it? So that's, I think that's a crimson sword. For,
yeah, that's a crimson sword for Corporal Dietrich. Right?
Oh, because that's troopers only.
Yeah, so officers get a crimson skull. The skulls are. I'm going to show you my special badge, right? Skulls are for officers, right?
Excellent. Not necessarily awarded for acts in the field. I like that emphasis there.
Yeah. I guess if you are a boffin in the 17 studies group, you don't have to go in the field to get awarded medals for doing crazy things.
Yeah, developing some particularly nasty weapon or something.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, I think that's it. But I would like to see some kind of a
epilogue.
Yeah, some kind of an epilogue for everyone as the Atlas pulls away from this planet. How do we see? What do we see? Frost. Maybe Frost is walking out of his interview with that smarmy officer in the 17 studies group, back to his bunk before the jump. What is Frost getting up to?
Oh yeah, so Frost is heading back, and he gives a nod to Connors, and then he glances over, and he sees Dukes, another one of the troopers, is bent over in the hallway leading to the galley, and he's trying to pry up those credits. And Frost just nods and smiles and heads over to hang out with Connors and probably around near Dietrich.
I think that whatever glue you use seems like the only thing that is possible to bend a trooper's K-bar knife with,
Only Dietrich's blade could pry that credit up.
Yeah. Speaking of Dietrich, how do we see them post-mission?
Walking around the ship, eating a $2 steak by hand. No utensils, just biting chunks of meat off of it. Walks up to Frost. You did good. Like what you did there with the explosives. Shooting him. That was ingenious. I respect that. I tapped my head. Found that away for next time. That was a good idea. Got my eye on you, Frost. You're destined for big things. I can tell.
Thanks.
And Wierbowski.
Wierbowski is arguing with one of the chefs in the canteen. He's like, no, I don't want any of that $2 crap. Come on, the good stuff. Here's 10. Yeah, 10. Okay, look.
We got a special of turkey steaks today.
Yeah, no, I want the real thing, a real steak. Okay, if you need more money, you can pry it up off the floor outside, right? I saw at least 5 creds out there. But anyway, okay, thank you. And he gets the tray and he goes out, and as he comes over to Dietrich, and he plunks down the closest thing that you get to a good steak in this place, and drops it down and says, "Here, you earned that, Dietrich."
There's actual blood in that, though.
There's actual blood in that, just the way you like it.
That's actual meat.
Actual meat, yeah. normally, I've seen you shoot and stab and all kinds of things. I thought it was about time I saw you actually eat some of this stuff.
You're the best, Sarge. Take back everything I ever said about you.
And he grabs, his hand clenches on the tray for a second. And he's like, yeah, all right. Frost, you got enough money that you're throwing it around on the floor?
Well, I don't know what you're talking about, Sarge.
Yeah, pretty good trick. I saw Hooper over there try and get it up last night. It was funny as hell. Snapped his knife clean in half.
Guess I'll have to wreck that. Might cost a credit or two.
Yeah, well, I won't say anything if you don't. Besides, I never liked Hooper anyways.
Not a fan.
LT.
Yeah, I think Bee Dee is kind of when the camera pans over to him, he is standing there wearing like just his jockey shorts. And he's like, I'm I'm in shape because you have to be, but I'm like wiry, right? Kind of skinny and and I've got the the high and tight haircut and everything. And it's like dark all around me. And I kind of look around like I'm confused, and there's this noise that sounds like kind of like its wings flapping, and like as that happens, like this light kind of suddenly shines down, and there's that idol in front of me, and I'm staring up at it, and I kind of take a couple of steps towards it, just kind of looking up at it, like with this mixture of terror and fascination on my face. And like from the darkness behind me, like big feathery wingtips come out and just sort of reach over my head, and then like go around me and envelop me. And I wake up screaming in a cold sweat in my bunk.
Nice. Okay. I think we'll close it there. I'll stop recording.